The more the BJP and its top echelons attack Rahul Gandhi, I can tell you that the people of India will see, have already started accepting Rahul Gandhi significantly, and his acceptance and prominence will only grow by these consistent personal attacks. The point is that Mr. Gandhi is giving honest commentary on what is happening in our country, the poison which has been injected by the BJP, the divisive politics of the BJP. He's calling that out. But everybody else, be it the elected representatives or party functionaries, are doing the bit. I mean, we really can't be blamed if the media doesn't notice us and pay attention to us. I wish you come to Sivaganga, I wish you come to Tamil Nadu, and wish you understood Tamil. Then you will also realize that how much even a person like me is speaking, articulating, and positioning our party in our own way, in our own spheres. So it's not as if nobody else is doing anything. Everybody else is doing their bit, but it's just that they're not getting noticed.
You mean to say that the other Congress leaders are not getting that kind of coverage which Rahul Gandhi is getting?
I win my own seat only because of an alliance, and so does everybody else in the Congress.
So if I may ask, right, if I may ask you very
we need to clearly have a priority. What is going to be a priority?
So as a politician and also as a devout Hindu, how do you feel about this controversy?
See, I am a devout Hindu, as you rightly said. I am a firm believer in God. I am a reasonably frequent visitor to Tirupati. I don't think the divinity of Tirupati can be desecrated by the Indian expatriate, that particularly the Gujarati expatriate, who seems to be very keen on interacting with Modi. There is no real uptick or urge for the world to engage with Modi in some sort of an extraordinary global figure. ED is not a professional apolitical organization. It's a completely political organization which is completely operating on the diktats of the establishment of the government here.
So do you think that the history is going to judge Prime Minister Modi as well as our judges of various courts very generously? Hello and a warm welcome to HW News Network, your one-stop show, truth be told, for some engaging and thought-provoking conversations. Now, the violent verbal attacks on Rahul Gandhi are increasing day by day. And as far as Congress is concerned, even today, Amit Shah was addressing one of the election rallies in Haryana, where he said that it's a party of dealers, it's a party of dalals and damads. And he also spoke about cuts, commission, and corruption. Now, the big question we are asking that is BJP becoming increasingly insecure of Rahul Gandhi? And if this is the state, where is politics really heading to? Joining me now is Congress Lok Sabha MP Karti Chidambaram joins us this evening. Thank you so much, Karti, for joining. And
my pleasure.
Thank you so much. Today I was listening to what Home Minister Amit Shah had to say while he was addressing one of the election rallies in Haryana, and he said that Congress is a party which is of dealers, dalals, and damads. Now, why do you think that these kind of statements are being made by Union Minister, that is Amit Shah?
The BJP has been in power for more than 10 years in the center. They've been in power in Haryana for 5 years. They should really go to the people on their track record. Obviously, they have nothing to show. So they have to indulge in these kind of personal attacks on the principal opposition leader and on the principal political party of Haryana, which is Congress, which is absolutely certain to win this upcoming assembly elections. So the more the BJP and its top echelons attack Rahul Gandhi, I can tell you that the people of India will see, have already started accepting Rahul Gandhi significantly, and his acceptance and prominence will only grow by these consistent personal attacks.
Karti, Rahul is representing himself as, a messiah of farmers, women, the poor people. Yesterday, in one of the media conclaves held in Mumbai, one of the TV anchors asked Saif Ali Khan, the Bollywood actor, as to which politician is the best and which one is the most hardworking amongst the lot. So he said every politician is hardworking, and then he made a special reference to Rahul Gandhi that I like him for his honest work. He's put in a lot of hard work, and people used to disrespect him earlier for what he said and what he did. But now, with his hard work, things have changed. Now, if a Bollywood actor like Saif Ali Khan has started acknowledging Rahul Gandhi, what does it really mean according to you?
I don't think Mr. Gandhi himself would like to call himself a messiah. The point is that Mr. Gandhi is giving honest commentary on what is happening in our country, the poison which has been injected by the BJP, the divisive politics of the BJP. He's calling that out. And he's somebody who's spontaneously addressing various groups of people, be it in India and abroad, and also facing the media without any kind of filters or preparation. So his candidness is winning people over. And the fact that he embarked on the Bharat Jodo Yatra twice has also proved his physical stamina of going to the length and breadth of this country, literally, to meet the masses who are normally never reached out to by the political establishment. I think the fact that his outreach program, as well as his direct and candid conversations with various sections of people, is yielding results now, and that is why he is getting more accepted and acknowledged.
But Karti, there is a feeling that Congress's Rahul Gandhi is working very, very hard. There is no two ways about it. But the equally hard work which should have been put by other leaders, that is not being done. It's only Rahul who is seen in the Congress, and no other leader seems to be working as hard as him. Why is this perception increasingly becoming more and more, obvious?
He is the most accepted leader within the Congress party, no doubt about it. But everybody else, be it the elected representatives or party functionaries, are doing the bit. I mean, we really can't be blamed if the media doesn't notice us and pay attention to us. I wish you come to Sivaganga, I wish you come to Tamil Nadu, and wish you understood Tamil. Then you will also realize that how much even a person like me is speaking, articulating, and positioning our party in our own way, in our own spheres. So it's not as if nobody else is doing anything. Everybody else is doing their bit, but it's just that they're not getting noticed.
You mean to say that the other Congress leaders are not getting that kind of coverage which Rahul Gandhi is getting? You mean to say that?
See, politics has become very presidential in India, and particularly after the advent of Mr. Modi, it's become very presidential. Even within the BJP, who else do we hear of? We only hear of Mr. Modi, or occasionally we hear of the Home Minister. Beyond that, we do not hear of anybody. The media is now also making politics in a very viewing politics in a very presidential manner. While they do that, it's only natural that they will focus on the leader of the party, who is the natural leader of our party, which is Rahul Gandhi, and they will not really pay attention to everybody else. And this is exactly what's happening to every other political party. Even if you take a regional party, I mean, the focus is on the leader of the party. I mean, if you take Mamata Banerjee's party, the whole focus is on her. If you take Mr. Akhilesh Yadav's party, the focus is on him. If you take Chandrababu's party, the focus is on him. So it's not something which is only happening to the Congress. It's happening to all political parties because that's how politics has become in our country.
But even in the yesteryears, when Congress as a party, you had so many leaders at that time. Kapil Sibal was there, Anand Sharma was there, Ghulam Nabi Azad was there, though he's not part of Congress anymore. But then there was equal emphasis and focus which was given on what all they said, and the limelight was so much on them, and maybe because they were ministers and they were handling important portfolios. But at that time we couldn't say that the focus is only on the Gandhis or the focus is only on the Gandhi family. So is this something which has changed over the
No,
years,
no,
the way
no, right. This is not, the Congress has not changed. The Congress has leaders at every level and everybody is doing their bit. It is the media which is not focusing on anybody else or highlighting what they say. And as you rightly said, when you are in government, you hold important positions. Many people will be ministers. So the weight of their office itself will attract attention. Now that we are not in office and we are only in office in certain states, chief ministers get their recognition and their space. So, but opposition MPs, standalone opposition MPs, don't necessarily get the kind of recognition in this very personality-driven presidential polity of India right now.
I want to understand from you as a young MP who is part of the
I'm not young.
Congress.
I'm not young anymore. My daughter's finished college and is going on to do a PhD now. So I'm by young by no stretch of imagination. Maybe mentally, yes.
Okay, so Karti, what I want to understand from you is that Rahul Gandhi has helped Congress evolve through the Bharat Jodo Yatra and all what he's saying, the manner in which he's projecting, the manner in which he's interacting with various sections of the society. But what do you think is the biggest challenge for Congress currently, as it now plunges into the poll season again? What do you think is the biggest challenge which the Congress faces?
You
And from
see,
your point of view, I want to understand.
from my point of view, we have to look at it state by state. There are certain states in which we are clearly in the pole position. For example, in Haryana, I mean, we have a very strong local leadership, we have a very strong local infrastructure, and we are going to win the election there. But in other states, we have to depend on alliances in order to be competitive. And there are in certain states where we have not been in government for many, many years. In fact, in states like Uttar Pradesh, in Bengal, in Tamil Nadu, in Tamil Nadu, we have not been in office since 1967. So any state in which we are pushed to the third position, and there are two regional players who are dominant there, and we are pushed to the third position, we seem to be struggling. So we really need to take a very state-specific strategy in order to revive ourselves. While we will be very, very competitive, say in Karnataka, we will be very competitive in Telangana, we will be very competitive in Punjab, in Haryana. We might not be so competitive, equally competitive in a state like Tamil Nadu or Uttar Pradesh or Bengal. We are clearly very competitive in Kerala. So it really has to be a very state-specific strategy and not a one-size-fits-all national strategy. And then from a national perspective, we are clearly the alternative to the BJP government, and Mr. Rahul Gandhi is clearly the alternative to Mr. Modi. That's a given. But we still need to have very state-specific solutions in order in order to enhance our own electoral prospects.
Let's talk about Tamil Nadu, the state from which you come, and your dad has been a former minister, and he's quite a senior leader in the party. But why is the party not thinking of projecting you as like one of the main faces of Tamil Nadu? You could
No,
have
no,
contributed
no, no,
to the
no.
party's growth. So,
The party has got various considerations. The party is just not me. The party depends on alliances in order to win even Lok Sabha seats. So the party has got its own challenges. I mean, while while it's flattering that you would consider that I should be the one who's projected, I mean, I wish everybody else thought so, because then I have my pluses, I have my minuses. So I'm not. I mean, I'm a bit outspoken at times. So maybe this is not what they want at this moment. So.
so you are saying that many times you are politically incorrect for the party.
I'm not incorrect for the party. I'm a plain speaker, and sometimes because of the strength of the party, we are very dependent on alliances to win. I mean, I win my own seat only because of an alliance, and so does everybody else in the Congress.
So,
And we
if I
need
may
to have
ask,
a
right, if I may
we
ask
need
you
to
very
have a
candidly,
we need to clearly have a priority. What is going to be a priority? We need to, at the moment we seem to be satisfied being a reasonably smaller ally of a large formation. Do we have ambitions beyond this? If we have to have ambitions beyond this, we need to work on a certain thing. So that's really something which the party's leadership at Delhi, at the AICC level, must take, and then give directions, and then choose the person who can take it in that direction.
but what do you think is Congress's major challenge in Tamil Nadu? Because you come from that state, so I thought I'll
See,
ask.
in Tamil Nadu, we've been out of government for nearly 60 years. So we are completely at the mercy of a large alliance in order to win elections. And we need to organizationally become much more sharper. And secondly, we need to start speaking and articulating our positions about local issues. We are very, very quiet about local issues, and we are very merely content to countering the BJP. We do not ever highlight local issues. So in local politics, you either have to be opposition or you either have to be ruling party. We are neither of that. So because we are neither of that, we are not really part of the daily political conversation in the state. While yes, we are the alternative to the BJP, and when a parliament election comes, people vote for the Congress formation because they do not like the BJP. But when it comes to a state election, the BJP is not a factor. Since the BJP is not a factor and the Congress is not articulating any unique position, we are sort of a bystander in that exercise.
What is your feeling that about this latest controversy, the Laddu controversy, which has erupted in Andhra Pradesh, and all of a sudden, it seems that Jagan Mohan Reddy is the one who has indulged in sacrilege, and he's desecrated the Tirumala temple. What do you have to say? And I'm sure and you've told me often that you visit Tirupati quite often. So, as a politician and also as a devout Hindu, How do you feel about this controversy?
See, I'm a devout Hindu, as you rightly said. I'm a firm believer in God. I am a reasonably frequent visitor to Tirupati. I don't think the divinity of Tirupati can be desecrated by random transgressions of some administrative act. I don't think that can be done. The divinity is there because of the faith which people have in that shrine for thousands of years and the energy which that emanates from there. So, that being it, I don't think that the temple can be desecrated or that holy place's divinity or energy is ever going to be diminished. I don't believe that. This is food adulteration is something which is quite common in India. And I'm not surprised that food adulteration could have happened even in the offerings at a temple. That has to be handled administratively. And if there have been any lapses, some accountability has to be fixed. But I really wouldn't stretch it as far as saying that Mr. Jagannath Reddy, because he's an openly practicing Christian, but he still comes whenever his chief minister has come to Tirupati, and I'm sure he came with the same piety as anybody else, because I go to church with piety, I go to mosque with piety, and that is the beauty of India. I would not attribute any motives to the then Chief Minister, Mr. Jagannath Reddy. If there was any administrative lapses in terms of the supplier or somebody who was in the quality control, that can be fixed. But I don't think there was any deep-rooted conspiracy to desecrate the temple or to hurt anybody's feelings willfully.
No, but
But but
no, but what
but
Chandrababu Naidu
nothing.
says, Chandrababu, according, if you listen to Chandrababu Naidu's statement, it seems like that it's a conspiracy which has been hatched by Jagan Mohan.
I really don't buy it. And if Mr. Chandrababu Naidu has any conclusive evidence, he must release his administration. I'm sure the TTD is also something which reports to the state government, and they can bring out the facts. So I don't necessarily subscribe to the theory of Mr. Chandrababu Naidu at this moment.
No, but Chandrababu Naidu has relied on a lab report coming out from Gujarat.
See, the point is that we are getting very conflicting reports. Or saying that the lab reports, some are saying it is of the ghee which was used to produce the prasad. Some people are saying no, it was the rejected ghee. So I really don't know. What I know is only from media reports. So let there be. If there is, the TTD and the state government is fully capable of bringing out a comprehensive probe, conducting a probe, and bringing out the findings. And if there was any only administrative lapses or whether there was any willful act to use adulterated ghee in the preparation of the laddus, I don't know.
But do you feel that this controversy is nothing but political vendetta against Jagan Mohan Reddy? Does it look like that to you?
See, Andhra politics is a very bloody politics. If anybody who's followed Andhra politics would know the kind of vengeance and vendetta which is there in that politics. In fact, it's a politics which we are not used to in Tamil Nadu. Even though there is vendetta politics in Tamil Nadu to some extent, it is not. There's no blood politics to this level. So it could possibly be part of that. But as I said, the divinity and the energy and the faith which people have in Tirumala and Tirupati cannot be diminished by any random act of anybody.
Now, let's talk a few things about the parliament session, which got over the monsoon session or the first session after the newly elected Lok Sabha. And now, soon you will have the winter session of parliament coming up, and possibly after the election results of Jammu and Kashmir and Haryana are over. Now, we do not know how and when the results of Maharashtra will come over, but definitely Jammu, Kashmir, and Haryana will get over, and then the winter session will start. Now, how do you see the politics in Parliament currently, and especially with the session which just got over, with the Speaker really not acknowledging the presence of Rahul Gandhi as a leader of the opposition, the manner in which BJP and Congress has been exchanging barbs? There were two very, very significant speeches by Rahul Gandhi where he used phrases like Abhay Mudra, then he spoke about a Chak review, and similarly, Prime Minister also replied. But the speech may have carried a lot of substance. But what would you really say to the politics inside Parliament now? Does it ever remain the same? What we saw in the last 10 years?
See, the dynamics of politics in the parliament has changed. The BJP doesn't have a free pass to pass whatever it wants to. And they know this new reality. They really need to build consensus, particularly among their own allies, because their own allies are not with them on board with them on every issue. For example, even in the Waqf bill, the TDP was not on board with them. They wanted to send it to the standing committee, the joint parliamentary committee. And that's why it's been sent to the joint parliamentary committee. This is going to be the new reality. So whether the BJP will realize this and become a little bit more conciliatory towards the opposition, no, that is not what I felt in the first session of Parliament. And but as time goes by, they will realize that they're not going to get a free pass, and they really need to first of all convince their two allies, Nitish Kumar's party and Chandrababu Nadu's party, before they pass anything. And then they're also going to be under pressure in the Rajya Sabha, because the dynamics in the Rajya Sabha is also changing. After every state election, the BJP's tally is going to go down. So this is not 2019. This is the new dynamics, and they have to accept. And they have not yet accepted the new dynamics. But I think as time goes by, they will accept it. But they have already felt the reality of the new dynamics by withdrawing the Waqf bill and sending it to a joint parliament.
Do you think that the speaker or the chairman can any longer afford to suspend 142 MPs like what they did last year? Can they afford to do that?
No, they can. They can be as brazen and do whatever they want, but the fallout will be greater. This time it won't be just 142. You'll have to suspend almost half the parliament. Because last time the numbers were only 142. This time when you suspend, you will have to suspend close to more than 200 people. So it will be a very different dynamics this time. And the fallout and the images and the message which will go out will even be more stark than what it was previously.
Right. Uh, I also want to talk about the Modi phenomena or the Modi magic, as they used to say in the last 10 years. What has happened to that Modi magic? What is your observation? Because we don't see Prime Minister so closely, so often as you do see him, because you're inside the parliament. He's sitting right in front of you. And as what Rahul Gandhi, I heard in one of his recent speeches during, I think it was in Jammu and Kashmir, where he said that I see Prime Minister Modi, from very close quarters, and I can see the change in him. What is the kind of change you see in Modi now?
First of all, I don't see the Prime Minister often, because the Prime Minister does not attend Parliament often enough. In fact, if you look at his attendance record, it will be very, very poor. Had he been a student in a school or in a college, it would be rusticated for the attendance he has in Parliament. His attendance would be one of the lowest for any sitting Prime Minister in the history of India. So
But
I do
you
not
felt,
see him.
was this the case? Was this the case in the last 10 years also?
Yes, this has been the case. I can't speak. This has been the statistics for the 10 years. What I've observed of him in the last 5 years, he seldom attends Parliament. He comes on the opening day, and on days when he is expected to reply to the president's address, and there is a confidence vote for him to speak on that, or in the last day. Other than that, he doesn't come.
So you mean to say that Prime Minister tries to avoid facing Rahul Gandhi deliberately? He doesn't want to
No. I don't think he's trying to avoid Rahul Gandhi. That's his style. Even when he was Chief Minister of Gujarat, he seldom went to the assembly. So he does not. He believes in a executive presidency model of governance. He does not believe in a parliamentary democracy. So he really doesn't come to Parliament unless it's absolutely necessary. So for you to say that I observe him closely is erroneous. Yes, I do see him occasionally. I've seen him in Parliament. I've seen him in the passages. But that being it, this Prime Minister's brand is a waning brand, because it's run its course. The BJP, in my opinion, and this government, in my opinion, is a tired and fatigued government. The minute the Prime Minister appointed the same ministers to the same portfolio, I think the game's been up. There is no freshness in this government. There is no fresh ideas. There's no fresh blood into this government. This government, which talks about lateral entry into the bureaucracy, should have done some lateral entry into the government. Should have brought in a couple of subject matter experts, maybe an economist of prominence as a finance minister. They could have brought in a serious public health doctor with the international eminence as a health minister. Maybe they could have even brought in an AI specialist as the technology minister, but they did nothing. They did not bring any fresh blood from outside. While they say they want to get fresh blood into the bureaucracy, but they had an opportunity which would have been very easy for the Prime Minister to bring 3 or 4 experts from outside politics and make them ministers. He didn't do anything such thing. In fact, he appointed exactly the same ministers with exactly the same portfolio. So this is a completely tired and fatigued government, and that it is showing. And people naturally also get tired of the same faces. It happens in Bollywood, it happens in cricket, it happens in every other sphere. And I think the BJP's leadership also is now people are tired of it. So it's on a downward spiral. The BJP needs to also rebrand and resurrect and reposition itself in order to capture the imagination of India. The BJP which captured the imagination of India in 2014 is not the same BJP in 2024. People are tired of it. There's nothing fresh, nothing new. And in the first 100 days of this government, what can you say? What is the new, absolutely uber idea this government has brought about? Nothing, nothing at all. In fact, they have missed out opportunities, and this government is only going to go down the spiral rather than rise up anymore.
But then, in the course of all this, when the popularity of BJP is declining, there are lots of challenges which Modi is facing from RSS, from its allies, from the opposition. It's almost like an attack from all sides. That's what Modi is facing right now. So, what happens to this brand Modi or the Modi magic? What would you say to
Yeah,
this?
I think as all things will have to come to an end. This brand Modi will also come, but it's been a good run. I mean, I think he should not in any way feel disappointed. He's been elected 3 times. He's 3-time prime minister, and he's been 4 times chief minister. So it's a good electoral record. I mean, I'll take his electoral record if you give it to me. I mean, I'll be quite a happy man to have his electoral success. So there's nothing for
From
Mr.
here
Modi to
on,
be. There's
from
nothing.
here
I mean,
on,
yeah.
go ahead, go ahead. No, no, finish your
He
point.
himself has, he himself has a sort of a retirement age which he applies to his party. He's approaching that as well. So I do not know what he'll do, but he's had a good run. He's had a very fabulous run. It's not something which will be easily replicable. It's a fabulous run. He's not lost an election in his career, which is not which many people can't say.
Uh, Often he talks about Nehru and whether it is in the negative or a positive light, and mostly it's negative what BJP projects. But do you think that Modi can ever reach where Prime Minister Nehru reached? Because always, comparisons are being made of Modi with Nehru, and Nehru was a statesman and he tries to ape him. But do you think that if he
No.
has an
Uh,
impressive electoral record, can he ever reach to the
no.
status of Prime Minister Nehru?
No. First and foremost, I don't think Mr. Modi is going to get re-elected in 2029. So he's not going to break Mr. Pandit Nehru's record as Prime Minister. Secondly, Pandit Nehru's stature in the world was very different. The way India was viewed in the world was very different. At that time, Nehru was a global statesman. The world looked towards Nehru for advice. It was also the end of the colonial era, and many emerging countries looked towards India for advice. That's not the case today. I don't think any country looks towards India for advice. They view India as a big marketplace which has a 1.4 billion people where we can sell a lot of products. That
But
is
Mr.
the
Modi
interest which we.
says, no, but Karti, Mr. Modi says that we are a Vishwaguru and people listen to us. We are a huge
I don't
market.
know. I know we are a huge market. I completely accept that. We are a huge market for every product. We are 1.4
How
billion
does the
people.
world
With
how does the world view Narendra Modi as a prime minister,
I
according
don't
to you?
think the world pays attention to him at all. I don't think. I think it's an Indian media which thinks the world is paying attention. I mean, everywhere I go, the only excitement I see is from the native, the NRI, the Gujarati NRI population who seem to be hopping and dancing. There is no interest in the local population to sort of engage with them. It's the Indian expatriate, that particularly the Gujarati expatriate, who seems to be very keen on interacting with Modi. There is no real uptake or urge for the world to engage with some Modi in some sort of an extraordinary global figure.
No, but he tries to project himself as someone who's very extraordinary, who's done something which for the country which has not happened in the last 70 years. So, what would you say to these claims of Prime Minister
I, I,
Modi?
I think he's a great propagandist and he's a great marketeer to his market. But I think that marketing slogan is also wearing off, and people are seeing the reality of it all. The biggest crisis in India is unemployment. If you're a young, educated graduate, it's very difficult to get a job. It's simply impossible to get a job. That is the crisis in India. So, I mean, I guess we are a large market, and because of the kinetic energy India generates because of its population and its latent demand, certain things will work, but it does not mean it's happening, it's working for everybody in an egalitarian manner, and development and the progress of India has percolated to every level. That's not the case. I represent a rural constituency. I see the distress which is there at various levels in society.
Many people say that Modi was a bubble, which attained its height in the last 10 years. Now, what has happened to that Modi bubble? Has it got punctured, or would you say that its shelf life is a little more, I don't know how long?
No, no, he's been elected. He'll have his. He'll have his. I don't see any reason why he won't conclude this 5-year term. But this will be it. I think the fatigue is already set in. There is no freshness. There's no energy in it, and this will post along for the next 4 years. I mean, they will have electoral setbacks. They might have the odd electoral victory as BJP as a party. But I don't think there is going to be any great enthusiasm to continue with the same kind of a national narrative going forward.
What is that? What are those one or two qualities which you completely dislike about Prime Minister Modi?
I think the vengefulness of the politics, I mean, using agencies to go after political opponents who have a disagreement on in a
I'm
point of
losing
view
your
or not.
audio, Karti.
I
Yeah.
think the vengefulness of the politics which the BJP has injected into the polity today, using the agencies to go after political opponents, I think that's really toxic, and that's something which has happened and has happened to a greater degree under this regime. I think that's something which I really disappointed, and I wish that had not happened into India.
But the manner in which ED officers have been acting, and especially in the PMLA cases, court has come down heavily, and various high courts also have made a very strong commentary on the manner in which ED officers have conducted themselves. Do you think that ED really will be affected by what the courts now are saying? Like today, also in the Senthil Balaji case, uh, Supreme Court made a very strong comment about these PMLA cases. So, do you think that ED
But
is really going to
but
learn its lessons?
but the courts have done it after 400 days of incarceration of Mr. Senthil Balaji. They should have done it earlier. The courts have allowed all these incarcerations. The courts have allowed all these raids. The courts have allowed all these harassment to happen for 10 years now. So now they're defanging it in a calibrated manner, but it's not swift enough, and it should have been done years ago. And let's see. There are many challenges against this draconian act in the courts, and let's see what the courts do. Yes, they are step by step curbing the ED for passing the adverse comments on the ED, but it's not happening in a swift manner or in a manner in which will actually bring about change immediately.
But do you think that ED, or for that matter, any enforcement agency, is still living in an illusory world where they thought that Modi had a mandate and a brute mandate, but they still haven't come to terms with the new mandate, and which is why they are still going after people? So, when do you think that these
The ED is a political organization. The ED is not a professional apolitical organization. It's a completely political organization which is completely operating on the diktats of the establishment of the government here. And so until the government signals them to calm down, they won't calm down.
but no matter how much the courts
No, no,
may
the courts can really shut them down. But whether the courts will shut them down in one go or in a calibrated manner, I don't know. But the point is, the ED's behavior stems from the patronage and the signals they get from the executive. If the executive decides to curb the ED, they can curb the ED. But will they? I doubt it. They still use the ED as a political hatchet, and that is the favorite political hatchet of this regime.
But you feel that, like the ED officers, even the courts are equally culpable because they allowed the incarcerations, they allowed the bails not to be given. So you think that the courts are equally to be
Yeah,
blamed?
Jesus Christ was crucified in the cross because Pontius Pilate gave the judgment. Everything which happens under the veneer of legality, of a legal sanction. An arrest is because of a magistrate authorizes an arrest. Custody is given only because a judge gives custody. So everything technically, even the gas chambers of Nazi Germany were legal because there were judges who passed orders to tell the Jews to order the Jews to leave their town, to go into concentration camps, and then order their executions. So technically speaking, that was the defense of the Nazi officers in the trial of Versailles. They said we were following orders, and these orders came from the top and which had judicial sanction. Just because an act is done because on the veneer of legality does not make it moral. So whatever the ED has done, it is technically legal, but definitely not moral all this while, and the courts allowed it.
I'm tempted to ask you one last question just on the basis of what you said just now. So, do you think that the history is going to judge Prime Minister Modi as well as our judges of various courts uh, very generously?
I think when legal commentators write about the evolution of the and of the ED's behavior and how the courts reacted to it, there will be some scathing criticism which will come. But I'm not a legal constitutional expert to write on it. But I'm sure this commentary will happen. Already commentary is happening, and there will be very severe commentary about this phase of India.
You didn't answer the second part of my question, that how is history going to judge Prime Minister Modi?
See, it's too soon to say that. I know, no, history is what? I mean, we should look at it from a quarter century prism or a half a century prism. It's too soon to decide all that. Only when you distance yourself from events will much more dispassionate analysis be possible. If you're too close to the event, I don't think dispassionate analysis is possible. And that's what every historian will say. So time has to pass.
But what is your assumption? Is history is going to be generous or it's going to be
But I am
brutal?
a player. I am a player. So I have prejudices. I have views. I have things. So I'm not the correct commentator. I don't like this regime. I don't like the toxicity of this politics. I mean, I want a different politics in India. I want a liberal politics in India, and that's I don't see. So I'm not necessarily the correct judge of history because I am a player. Even though I'm a bit player, I am a bit player right now. So I need to divorce myself, or somebody who is divorced from this whole system has to be the judge.
But I'm again tempted to ask you, just on the basis of what you just said, that you like to practice liberal politics. Now, you are living in an environment where you have toxicity, you have so much of hatred in the environment. Do you think that this liberal polity will have takers at all? Or if at all people have
I
begun
don't
to
know.
accept it, it will take time?
No, I don't. I think it'll take time because of social media. I think the toxicity has even gotten more. There is a reaction and counter reaction very swiftly. There is no deep thought about it. Everything is everybody's trigger happy. So it will take time. But if you're an ingrained liberal, global liberal like me, it's tough to deal with this reality. I mean, we'll last as long as we last, and maybe we'll also fade away one day. I don't know.
All right. Thank you so much, Karti Chidambaram, for joining on HW News. Thank you.
2019, the year that changed Maharashtra politics forever.
आणि मला खरंच आज वाईट वाटतंय की चुकीच्या माणसांसोबत आपण कारण नसताना गेलो होतो.
मी देवेंद्र गंगाधरराव फडणवीस ईश्वर साक्ष शपथ घेतो की
मी अजित अनंतराव पवार गांभीर्यपूर्वक दृढकथन करतो की
मी उद्धव बाळासाहेब ठाकरे ईश्वर साक्ष शपथ घेतो की
श्री एकनाथ शिंदे साहेब यांना भारतीय जनता पार्टी समर्थन देईल आणि श्री एकनाथ शिंदे हे मुख्यमंत्री होतील.
मी एकनाथ संभाजी शिंदे ईश्वर साक्ष शपथ घेतो की
मी अजित अनंतराव पवार गांभीर्यपूर्वक दृढकथन करतो की.
Now, as Maharashtra gets set for the 2024 assembly elections,
we believe that we have the infrastructure, we have the know-how, we have the experience of covering Maharashtra. We want to cover the Maharashtra elections. Now, for us to cover the Maharashtra elections, we need some funds, we need some money. We need around 5 to 6 lakh of rupees. I would urge you to contribute to this venture. Give us that 6 lakhs so that our journalists can go to nook and corner of Maharashtra, find out exactly what the problem of Maharashtra is.
log on to our website hwnews.in, click on the subscribe us button, select an amount you wish to contribute and support independent journalism.
Stay ahead with our cutting edge news app. Instantly access the latest shorts in just 1 minute and breaking news in just 50 words. Download now for a smarter, faster news experience.